Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and it is Wednesday, June the 1st. We have turned the calendar and we are into June. It's officially summer, and today we are talking about the summertime sport, of course, baseball. We've got 16 big games today on the slate, including a doubleheader makeup in Colorado. And we have multiple slates. We have an early slate. We have an afternoon slate. We have a main slate. So they're all split up between Draftkings, Fanduel, and Yahoo. So we're going to just give a brush over all of the games here as far as just how our perspective is on pitchers, pay up value, and fade. We're going to look at BVP, stacks, home run call, and of course some prize picks plays as well. And then you can plug them into whatever slate you're playing or move them around, whatever you need to do here. There are some all-day slates that are available on some of the sites. So it gives you a lot of options for this Wednesday. Also a big day, a busy day for us here at Coach Talk. Later this morning, we'll have a PGA podcast coming out for the Memorial that is played this week. It starts tomorrow. Jack's tournament, a great field, a lot of great players. We'll go over that later. And then debuting this afternoon will be a three-person booth with myself, Deb, and Crash, all previewing the NBA Finals and Game 1, which takes place tomorrow. So all kinds of stuff going on here. We'd love to have you join us. Come and check us out. Go to dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up for as little as a 3-day pass for $10. We would love to have you join us. Also, this podcast, the presenting sponsor is Prizepicks. If you go to prizepicks.com, make that first deposit, and they'll match you dollar for dollar up to $100 when you use that promo code CoachTalk, all one word. All right. If you're joining us on YouTube today, on the way in here, quick thumbs up. We really, really appreciate that. That moves us up the algorithm on YouTube. Also, subscribe and hit the little alert button in the corner. This way, when any of those MLB, NBA, PGA podcasts that are like the ones that are all posting today, as soon as they post, if you have that little alarm clicked, it will give you an alert every time one of our new podcasts posts. All right, let's dive into this slate. Again, it's a busy one. Weather-wise, we're looking pretty good. I think we're going to play everywhere except the game that's really could be a huge question mark, and it's a good one. It's the Angels at the Yankees. That game is played at 7:05, and right now the models make it look as though it's going to be pretty consistent rain, and that game has the best chance to be a rain out postponement today. So we'll be following that very close throughout the day in Discord and on Twitter. So, keep an eye on that, because if it does play, it could be a game shifter, a slate shifter. So we're going to follow it closely. I do believe all the rest will play. There could be a spotty shower here and there, but it is looking pretty good. All right, we're going to talk about pay up pitcher first, and just going to go right to the top of the list here. Not going to try to even mess around, because sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and pay the piper for a player. And I'm going to go up to Justin Verlander. He let us down last time, big time, but he is still 6-2 with a 2.03 ERA, pitching in Oakland. Nice and cool in Oakland. It's an afternoon game, so the shadows make it even tougher to see. And Oakland's lineup is just really pretty bad. Yes, they did hit around Javier yesterday a little bit, but I think Verlander comes back with a vengeance here. I mean, his stats, even after giving up a little bit that last game, ERA right around 2, whip below 1, has a big 55 Ks. We know Oakland can strike out, so that's not an issue. But again, he's expensive. He's 10K flat on DraftKings, a big 10.9 on FanDuel, which sort of stings, and a big 56 on Yahoo. So it is a big commitment. But, last game he did pitch bad, but he still somehow got 18 fantasy points. Prior to that, though, 52, 36, 49, 33, 52, 38, 58. I mean, yikes, he has a big scores all the time. And if you look at every other start, he had the bad start last time, but prior to that, he did really well. Same thing in that pattern. So every other 52, 49, 52, 58. So how about another 50 some game here? I think it's very doable. He's going to be in all my lineups. I think some people may fade him a little bit if they're only playing the main slate. Obviously, he's not on that. And where they are going to play it, I just think he could go a little overlooked just because he's so expensive. So again, if you're playing that slate, he is a great guy to play. As far as my value pitcher, there's a guy that I like here, and let me make sure he's on the main slate, I believe. Yes, it is an 8:05 game, and it's Jeffrey Springs from Tampa Bay. I was very impressed with watching him pitch his last game. He's pitching against Texas, in Texas, and he seems to be another one of those tough pitchers coming out of Tampa Bay that really knows what he's doing out there. He's had some really strong outings, pitched 6 tough innings against the Yankees, only gave up 2 earned runs the last time. Prior to that, pitched great against Baltimore and Toronto, and he's been just ramping up. Listen to these last 5 games. He pitched 3 innings, 3 1/3, then 4, then 4 2/3, then 5 2/3, and then stretched out last game against the Yankees at 6. I expect another good 6 innings from him today. His fantasy scores have been good. His strikeouts have continued to go up. And I think this is a guy you want to keep an eye on for the rest of the season. Right now, he's 2-2 with a 1.62 ERA, a whip of 0.81 with 33 Ks. So this guy's no fluke. I think he's really, really a good play, and his price is right on all 3 sites. So for the main slate specifically, he'll be in all my lineups, and I like this matchup for him against Texas. So we will see how that rolls. My fade pitcher today is going to be none other than, I think might be the 3rd time in a row that I faded him, but it is going to be Robbie Ray again. I just don't like the way he's pitched, and I think a lot of people have just, they remember his Cy Young year, and he does throw some decent games together. Even though I faded him last time, he was decent, but he's 4-5 with a 4.75. He's pitching against Baltimore, which a lot of people are going to say, great, Baltimore. They've extended the fences there, easier place to pitch. Baltimore's lineup is not that good. And he does strike out a lot of batters. I'll give you that. He does have 68 strikeouts on the year. But Baltimore's lineup is getting better, and they've got some righties that can hit them. They're in the they'll start off probably with Cedric Mullins. He's a lefty, but after that, Mancini, Santander is what I'm trying to say. Hayes, Mountcastle, the switch hitting Rutschman, the rookie catcher, and then Urias, Owings, probably, and Mateo. So they may go 8 righties against Robbie Ray. And that says a lot. And some of these guys have hit him before. Mountcastle's homered against him. Austin Hayes is batting a cool 5 for 8, 625 against him. So, they've seen him before. They can hit him. I don't think he's that sharp. He's expensive. And I do think he's going to garner some ownership. I really do. And I think it's a really sensible fade at a decent price. Now, if you look at his FanDuel numbers, he has put up numbers consistently because of the massive strikeouts. 10, 8, 9, and 10 strikeouts in his last 4 games. So we know that strikeouts are a little bit of sort of everything as far as pitchers go. And that makes it super, super tempting to go his direction. I completely get it. But, you got to take a stance in some places. The thing that does scare me, Baltimore's 3rd in the league in strikeouts. So it sounds like I'm building a case to play Robbie Ray. And I think that's why he's going to be so chalky, because the specifics of the strikeouts. And I would not blame you. But I'm not going to go there today. I'm going to go elsewhere. Hopefully, if he is chalky at his price, that he'll just have an average game. But I do think he'll strike some guys out, but hopefully they barrel him up. So tough call today, but I'm sticking with that, and we'll see how that rolls for us. All right, a couple of things. BVP today. I'm going to go to a guy that I have utilized before, and he has done well for me. I like to pick his spots. I also watched him with a few at-bats yesterday, and he was right on the ball, seeing it well, walked the last time up, and just a couple of good time swings. And that's Nolan Aronado. I'm going to play him as my BVP play against one Darvish. And again, small sample size. We always know that, but we still like BVP here at Coach Talk. He's 5 for 16, batting .313. He's got 2 homers, 6 RBIs, and he has walked against them as well. And, if you're a viewer of the show consistently, I am not a Darvish fan. I think St. Louis is the kind of team that can really hit Darvish because they do sting the ball. They keep it in play. They move batters over. They sacrifice. They play good baseball, and I think that'll get the best of Darvish. So Arenado is my BVP play of the day. Regarding stacks, there are a couple of stacks that I really like. I think that you certainly can look at St. Louis as a sneaky stack on the early slate. With Edman and Donovan, Goldschmidt's been absolutely on fire. Arenado, Yepes, Gorman. Nolan Gorman can hit. Dickerson, sneaky towards the bottom of the lineup, even Bader down at the bottom. So St. Louis could be a sneaky little stack for that early slate. Couple other teams I think have a great chance to hit well. In the mid-afternoon game, Houston against Oakland. Again, Oakland not the easiest place to hit, especially in afternoon games. But Cole Irvin, the lefty's been giving up some long balls the last couple of seasons. And certainly the heart of that Houston order, although it's expensive. But if you go, even top down, Altuve, Brantley, Bregman, Alvarez, Gurriel, Tucker, Pena, Siri. I mean, I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. I'm comfortable with all 8 of those guys. So finding a 3 or 4 man out of that, I think is pretty easy. Stack that's been consistently tough for me throughout the last really 2 weeks has been the Mets. They're going against Washington, if I could say it right, and one Evan Lee. He's a youngster he's a lefty, but I don't like his minor league numbers. He's not rated that high. I just think the Mets could just tear him to smithereens. Marte's been on fire. We know how Lindor's hit this month. Alonso, Escobar, Canna had 4 or 5 hits yesterday, something ridiculous. So not a fun matchup for Lee. I think that Mets stack early is going to be super chalky, but they should just smash him. And the Washington bullpen has not been very good either. So Mets early, I think, are a real strong play. As far as in the evening slate, again, that Angels-Yankees games we're looking at as a very possible rain out. So we're going to be, careful on what we want to predict in that one. Couple of teams, Milwaukee, they'll be chalky again because they've been hitting. They're on fire, 32-19 now. Old Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs hasn't pitched well, somewhat of a dead arm, 2-5 with the 5.20 ERA. So Milwaukee, if the weather looks decent like it does in Chicago today, that's a tough lineup. I think the Wong, Urias, Yelich, McCutchen, Tellez, Taylor, that specific group has been terrific. Bottom of the lineup, Narvaez, Kane, but Peterson has hit Hendricks really well. He'll probably move up in the lineup. He's a nice guy to target. I looked at him as an HR possibility as well, but I want to see where he's batting. So Milwaukee will be a popular stack this evening, and rightfully so. And then, of course, the Dodgers, that's pretty much the given on almost every slate. But they're going against a guy that I do not like that much anymore, Jose Quintana. And he is 1-2, but he has a 2.15 ERA. So he's been decent. He's been respectable. But I just, the way the Dodgers are hitting, I think they get to him pretty quickly. I mean, when you have to face 5 righties out of 6 in the beginning of that lineup with Betts and then Turner third, Smith, the other Turner, and Taylor, that's rough. And then you got Freddie Freeman who can hit anybody anyway. So really a tough matchup for Quintana. I think the Dodgers also chalky, but if you pick the right Dodgers, the right stack, you can still grab Milwaukee and LA guys. It's just they're not super cheap. So you're going to have to find some one-offs to make it work as well. A couple other guys, I do like a few of the Tampa guys against John Gray. I think the potential with Margot, Kiermaier, Arozarena. I think those guys also, if you're looking for some one-offs on that side of the ball. All right, HR call today. I am going to go with one Nelson Cruz. He's due. Let's say that. He's definitely looking as though he's towards the end of his career, but his stats against Carlos Carrasco are undeniable. He's faced him 35 times. He's got 13 hits off him. That's 371. 8 of those are for extra bases, including 5 homers and 9 RBIs. So if he's going to square somebody up here, it's probably Carrasco. And he's seen him enough times now where I think old Nelly Cruz can pull one out of the hat for us for our HR play. All right, before we get to these prize picks plays, if you want to check us out on Twitter, go to @DFS Coach Talk. You have all our information there. We'll be posting stuff throughout the day. Can keep up with us throughout the day there. I'm at Joe Sarvati directly on Twitter. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the alert button. Give us that thumbs up, though, and a comment. That means a lot to us. We really do appreciate that. If you're listening on any of our audio podcast landing sites like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, give us that top rating, a 5-star, 5, whatever it is, depending on the site, and a little comment. Colin goes through there at the end of each month, which was yesterday. So the winner from the month of May will be announced today, and a new contest starts today, being at June 1st. So if you want to be one of the first ones to enter that contest, if you're randomly selected from that group, you will receive 1 week free all-access membership to Coach Talk. We also have some fantastic announcements coming up. We have a new partner that we're going to start off with some fantastic things that are going to be coming here in August. So we're working on those now. That'll be an announcement that we'll put out here in the next week or two. Really going to change everything for us here at Coach Talk. It's going to be a big launch, big partnership that we're very, very excited about. So stay tuned for that. All right, our prize picks plays of the day. And they are our sponsor, prizepicks.com. Use that promo code Coach Talk on the first deposit, and they'll match you dollar for dollar for all the way up to $100. All right, my first play is Nolan Arenado over 6.5 fantasy points. That is against Yu Darvish in San Diego. Mentioned I like Arenado. He's my BVP play, so very comfortable putting him in to my prize picks pool. Also like Jose Abrao against Toronto today. He just, this last week I've been following him. He's really starting to square up the ball. He's hit a couple homers. So he's about to go on one of his tears, and I want to be on the front side of that. So he is over projected fantasy score, only 7.5. Feel very good about that. So taking the over with Abreu. And then, as I mentioned, my fade pitcher, I'm going to go against Robbie Ray here. A big projected fantasy score of 38.5, because we know he's going to strike some guys out. That's a given. But I'm going under that total. He could still strike out a good chunk of guys and maybe get to 35 fantasy points. And that's what I have him at max. I think he may go lower than that. So I feel comfortable going under 38.5 on Robbie Ray. All right. That is it, my friends. That is the synopsis of this 16-game Wednesday slate for June 1st. If you want to catch some more of what we're giving out, we've had an unbelievable week of coach talk in MLB. We have made giant ROI on all three sites, Draftkings, Fanduel, and Yahoo DFS-wise. Just, rolling out like $40 worth of plays and bringing back a couple thousand. So that has been the norm. That's what we do here. We don't have to invest 10,000 to win 11,000. You know what I'm saying? So here we do it like we think normal players do. Play your 40, $50 and take down like we've been doing 2, 3, 5K. That really makes a big difference compared to really putting out so much to try to win back really so little when you consider what you're putting at risk. So if you want to find out more about what we do here at Coach Talk, again, check us out, dfscoachtalk.com. If you become a member, we do a one-on-one strategy session with all our new members as part of their membership. And so we look forward to doing that with you if you come aboard. So that is it, my friends. Keep an eye out for the basketball and the PGA pod coming up later today. And hopefully today you sweep the slates. We did that over the weekend. We took morning, afternoon, and evening slates, and we're hoping to do the same thing again today. So thanks for tuning in. We really do appreciate everybody that spends this time with us, and have a fantastic Wednesday here. And let's make June a fantastic month and start it off on the right foot today. So thanks again for listening in. We'll catch you again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB, DFS, and prize picks.